Hello, fellow grudge bearers, and welcome back to the Malakai campaign. Heir of Grudges here, and we're going to continue our fight against Chaos, which at this point is going quite well. I think it's really just a matter of time before the Chaos factions get wrapped up. It could still be quite some time because Chaos Waste are rather expansive. It can take multiple turns to move between settlements, and then of course they'll get tiny armies behind you, and we'll have to deal with all of those to be rid of them. So again, maybe more turns than I want, but it does seem like their time on this fake world or this made-up world, universe, whatever it is limited. And we will see. I'm going to go with this control. We have a lot of provinces that are kind of on the line in terms of control. All right, let's start our turn off here. It looks like we are within striking distance of the writhing fortress, which would be good to get rid of. That's going to be a relatively good stronghold for our Kaon, though it looks like he doesn't have much by way of defense for it, so we're just going to step in here and take it. Now, we could loot this place or sack it for substantial income, but I have to hold it at this point to keep them from holding it. So I'm going to bypass the desire to steal their money, and I'll just have to turn this into my own. I'm going to put up some defenses and then some growth. And we're going to need a lot of these refectories back here to help control these provinces. And then as I'm able to, I'll put in a trading depot, which will again give us better oath gold yield, which is coming up rather nicely. Now, we had to spend quite a bit of money to take care of the writhing fortress, but you know, it'll be all right. Let's go ahead and head to our next army here. It's going to be Grombrindle. He, of course, is operating. Looks like, yeah, he's the. No, we've got a couple of armies in the vicinity. And it looks like Archaon is within. Or, sorry, not Archaon. That's going to be Azazel is within striking distance of Thorgrim, who could hit Azazel and then move on to the monolith of Bubonicus and kind of come down here to undo whatever was it Festus was down here, I believe. Yeah, I believe it was Festus. So let's do this. Let's take Grombrindle. Let's strike this army. They're gonna flee away from us. I'm gonna go ahead and hit them. It's kind of weird. We had to go around. It looked like there was a quicker path to them, but it wouldn't allow us to take it. That's frustrating. It's gonna waste a lot of movement points. Either way, we got rid of them. Unfortunately, we may end up taking some attrition on this turn in because we had to move so far to get to them. We did. And there's really nothing else that I can do about the attrition. I'm just going to move as far as I can so that I'll have plenty of movement points the next turn. I am also going to go ahead and strike Azazel's force here, which again will mean I'll take some turn-in attrition. But I don't think it's a major concern here. So we're going to get rid of Azazel. I'll do the replenishment since we are going to take some attrition. It'll help everything except for the airship, or the Thunder Barge. I always call it the airship, but I think you all get it at this point. Yep, there's Festus, by the way. So more defeats for Archaon's faction, which is now left with... I don't think they have any settlements. Well, they do. They have the one right here in front of me. And then they've got their puppet state there. So we're about to finish cleaning them out. Our new Slayer army, which still does not have Garagrim, but it's getting closer. I'm going to see. Altar of Storms is under enemy control. We could hit the Altar of Storms and try to keep it just as like a launching post to these other settlements, or we could just hand it off to Castalton. We'll see what I feel like doing. I might want to do a little bit of recruitment, so I may hold it for a moment. They have a pretty large garrison here. I don't know that it gives them a good chance of winning, but it's a large enough garrison to where it might be fun to kill them in person, so let's go do that. All right, the fight's going to take place on another one of these weird chaos, but in a wood elf settlement. I don't understand if these are just tied to the settlement or if this is just some kind of like weird glitch or a chaos tree or a Nurgle thing or something. I don't know what it is. So I can't pretend to explain it. They do have some blue horrors and there's some pink horrors behind them. I've got a substantial amount of artillery. I'm going to move up and let it open fire. and then just kind of mow down anything that the enemy sends in my direction. Did we just take damage on that airship? I couldn't tell. There are some Furies out here. I'll keep an eye on them. Yeah, look, our artillery's opening fire. Some of those blue horrors getting cut down here. It says our cannon has an open fire. It may not have line of sight to those units. I would think it's got line of sight to something over here, though. I'll see if we can blast the barricade down. So far, so good. Pretty straightforward massacre of blue horrors. Oh yeah, that barricade's going down in a big hurry. It is toast. I'm gonna start blasting those Chaos Furies back there, and then I'm gonna start targeting pink horrors back here with the artillery. I don't really need to get in a hurry or get into range of any of those pink units because I can completely outrange them from here in the back. Let's see, our cannon is targeting the Furies. There comes the first cannonballs. Did get some contact there. Wow, that is absolute destruction as the flame cannons just reap fire all over these guys. I am absolutely here for it. The flame cannons already picked up 51 kills, so very effective means of destruction here. Some gunfire getting started too. That's coming from our Thunderers, who do have line of sight up there. Our Grudge Rakers, of course, would actually be outranged, so it's not something that we want to mess with. I'm gonna see if that cannon... Oh, I need to put these artillery pieces into a defensive stance. My cannon is moving in an attempt to get closer to the enemies. It looks like we've pretty well cleared out this flank. I'm gonna kind of just wait and see what else the AI does. Usually they'll just continue to shift units to guard one of these spots. So if that's the case, I'm going to try and take advantage of it. I'm going to cease fire on the flame cannon. It's burning through ammunition at a pretty tremendous rate. I need to get... I wish I had some restocks available for it in this army, but I don't believe it's something we're going to have available. Yet more Chaos Furies coming up. Lots of Chaos Furies, and then the Screamer. Yeah, there they go. The Furies are going to go ahead and come after us, which is great. They're going to get cut down by Grudge Rakers and Thunderers. Totally fine with me if they want to bull rush my lines. Ooh, cannon scored another good hit there. So we're not having any problem mowing down our enemies. In fact, we've killed nearly 600 entities, or at this point, about a third of their army. They do have some forces kind of just sitting over here. That's going to be blue horrors, pink horrors. Yeah, blue and pink horrors over there. If they come at me, they won't have the greatest line of sight. They're going to have to kind of come get in my face, which would then just give me a big advantage. But we are absolutely waylaying the enemy here. Goblobber putting shots on. People were saying that I need to try the unit runes and get like the homing and explosive damage stuff for the artillery. I'll try it. In the past, the homing artillery rune was terrible and like made all my stuff miss all the time. I don't know about you all, but that was my only real experience with it. It was quite frustrating. Maybe they've made it better. If that's the case, I mean, it does sound awesome, but I never saw it actually do anything awesome. But we will check into those, and that's a good reminder, because I've been getting mostly the character runes to start with. But we can certainly go get some of the unit runes and try them out. Yeah, Thunderers just picked up range on those Chaos Warriors of Khorne. So we continue to cut down our enemies. Let's go ahead and fast forward and see if they keep slinging units this direction. There's some devoted Marauders that are coming up. Those are going to get absolutely destroyed. The Grudge Thrower and the Cannon have substantially more ammunition than the Flame Cannon. The Flame Cannon, though, is capable of tremendous amounts of damage in a short amount of time when it gets used right. I think I might go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and just move forward here. No reason not to. We've done substantial damage. I'm going to move my artillery up a little bit. Going to bring my guard units up as well. And then we've got our hero. Soon, Garagrim will be present in this army. I'm gonna bring my Trollhammer copters up and shoot these Furies. I might be able to get a shot with my Grudge Rakers here. They're right on the edge of range. My Thunderers have used up a pretty substantial amount of their ammunition. We need to get some restocks into this army. I think we need a Master Engineer in the army. Now, amazing to see that we really haven't used the airships much in this battle. There's just not really a reason to at the moment. Oh, some friendly fire there. Finally gonna get some kills on behalf of Chaos, because they weren't going to get any kills otherwise. Let's put this Quarreler back here. We're gonna push right through that unit. The artillery needs to cease fire. What do we got coming up here? Some Forsaken. There's some Blue Horrors there. Let's go ahead and just charge in. My Quarrelers are gonna do some work here. Let's move up a couple more units. Bring our Lord up here. Bring him all the way in. I've got my Thunder Barges moving up. I'm gonna go ahead and move the rest of this artillery here as well. All right. AI is kind of on their last legs. They never had a prayer, of course, in this battle. All right, I'm going to bring the Thunder Barges in right up this flank. And let's bring our Lord up in here too. Oh boy, some grenades coming in there. Yeah, the Thunder Barges are going to lay down some pretty devastating fire. Anytime something gets blobbed like this, it's going to be easy kills. And Blue Horrors won't really do a tremendous amount of damage to the Thunder Barges. They don't have enough ammunition. It would take a whole lot of them expending all of our ammunition very effectively to really stop the Thunder Barges from doing what Thunder Barges do best. I'm gonna bring this unit back across the formation and bring both of them across this formation. See if we can get some good point blank fire support, kind of like an AC 130 or something here. There we go. And we did indeed crush that ball of infantry. We've got up over 100 kills on the Thunder Barges, even though we brought them in late. I'm gonna target my Grudge Thrower over here and my Flame Cannon. See if we can get a few artillery kills real quick. The Grudge Thrower already hit them once. Let's drop our Spear on them as well. I don't think it'll do a lot, but we'll just for fun, just because we can, and there's not really a more appropriate target. There we go. Speared the Pink Horrors, blasted the Pink Horrors. All right, we're gonna continue moving. We have completely captured that point. And the AI never did move up on me from this other flank. I'm gonna go ahead and just push all of our troops up out here, just get them all moving. All right, here comes the Thunder Barges. They're gonna get fired on by these Blue Horrors here. You can see they're doing very little damage. We're doing far more damage to them than they are to us. The Pink Horrors would be quite a bit more dangerous in large numbers, given a chance. But again, they die fairly easy to the Thunder Barge too. And now everything is crumbling or routing. So this battle will be over in moments and should be a pretty clean victory for us. Very few losses, which is definitely the way we'd prefer to keep it. Well, we certainly repaid some grudges there. And we're gonna gain not a whole lot of loot or anything, but you know, whatever. It's a victory nonetheless. So go ahead and occupy the Altar of Spawns here. Like I said, we may use it as just a momentary recruitment and a launching point for our next invasion. We've got to get Garagrim into the army, and then we are still missing a unit outside of Garagrim, and we really need a master engineer. See what I see here in this army, and I think we can recruit one from not far away. So let's grab us extra unit mass, physical resistance, or weapon strength and melee attack. We would hope that he wouldn't be in melee all that often, but that could be handy. Now, of course, physical resistance is usually pretty helpful as well. Let's try the ancient one. That should be fun. Occasionally you end up in a melee when you choose not to be. Let's move this engineer over there. We're going to need to level him up. We don't really have much for him. Let's go into the details and see what kind of stuff we can hand him. Not much in terms of armor. We do have the Father of all Blades, which would be a pretty cool weapon. Man, that's a massive debuff. That is pretty cool. The Slayer's Axe, which we've seen before. Tormentor Sword's always kind of a fun one. Let's do the Father of all Blades. Go ahead and equip it, and then as far as talismans go, all I have is probably a Dragonbane gem. And I do have a Potion of Healing, but I'd rather put that on one of these main characters. Their Trickster Shard, that thing is terrible. I'll put it on Garagrim. So let's drop that Potion of Healing there. Don't have a talisman. He has his special axes. I don't think we have another armor, or we do have a dragon helm, which is not amazing, but we'll use it for the moment. So we're still running short on some magic items. We'll have to pick those up. Let's see, our Slayer Lord picks up a skill point here. We have basically finished leveling up all of his basic infantry. We might want to put some skill points into this blue tree for a while now. And let's do Felix. We can just spread control. And with Gotrek, let's see, done pretty much everything we can except for Devastating Charge over here. Which, Stubborn, or actually, no, this would be a good one. Stubborn Defiance. Let's roll down that one. And then Grombrindle. Probably wouldn't hurt to have Lightning Strike with all of these lords. Not a bad thing. We did get Morgrim's Favor. I want Dawi Firepower there. Yeah, we got these gold Chevron Thunders. Let's take a look at our army and movement. There are no more armies to move. We do have building upgrades available. We're making a little bit more cash flow now, which is, of course, nice. We are almost finished repaying enough grudges to move up on the Age of Reckoning to where we get a better benefit from the Age of Reckoning. And it's 6 turns away, so we'll want to settle as many grudges as we can. Let's see, we have the Engineer Hero and Garagrim, so we wouldn't need any more units in this army as long as we deliver both heroes to it. And then it'll be well equipped. That Engineer will start to provide the ability to restock ammunition, which is, I think, a pretty critical feature for dwarf armies. It wants us to build an outpost. I'm not really interested in an outpost at the moment, so I'm going to just end a turn. All right, we made it through the turn end. I'm going to retake Monolith of Festerlung, which sounds amazing. Like, can't wait. Definitely where I would build a house if given the opportunity. So we're going to reoccupy it. Our income continues to climb because, again, the changes here. And then we've got some settlements out in front of us. I'm going to push forward. We'd have to go across the water at some point. So I'm going to move down here to the bridge and stay in this encamped stance so that we get a little bit of replenishment along the way. It won't be a lot, but it'll be enough to keep us dangerous. And speaking of dangerous, Chaos is in big trouble now. Big trouble. I'm going to force march, and I know we'll take some attrition, but I'm going to go ahead and force march this direction a little bit. We got the Writhing Fortress, and it's going to lose a little bit of its public order when we move into the next area here. But we do have the refectories in place. That'll help us spread as much control as possible. In fact, I'm going to build that next one and see if we can continue to improve our public order, which is nearly stable. in a lot of these places. Say nearly. Many places it actually kind of will be stable because of that event we just triggered. Let's go take a look. What else we need to move? Forces, Malakai. This is the only force we haven't moved, but it's because we are bringing in additional heroes. And that'll be completed on the next turn. In fact, we can maybe meet at Winterpire and put out to sea there. We have successfully replenished here. Wonder if we can swap. Let's swap that building for an Oath Gold building and then maybe put a refectory in here because we get to trade a little bit of dwarf beer off of that. And then, not gonna move anybody. We do have unassigned skill points though. It's gonna be our master engineer here. Finish up requisition, which gives us extra ammo. And then Malakai hits level 50, which I do believe is his final skill point. So we've got him as leveled up as he's going to be leveled up. So that ought to be good. He's going to give mentor effects now, though, where he'll share a bunch of the earned experience that he gets. We can rebuild some of our trade goods there at the Pillar of Skulls. That'll help us with income as well. Got some commandments available, and these commandments, when we're out here in what used to be the Chaos Waste, I am going to do a little bit of public order boosting there. All right, we made it to the next turn. I'm going to take this army and put them to sea. And then I'm going to try and join the engineer with them. Yep, there we go. That gives the increased mobility, and now we can move across the seas here, the frozen seas. Actually, we'll go hit Port of Secrets and then make our way into Malus Darkblade's territory. So it looks like we're kind of on the offensive. We've got a whole bunch of Oath Gold. Let's go use some of that at the Forge. Now, let's see what all is available to us at the Forge, by the way. There is some, like, talismans is one thing we've been needing, and I do have a favorite talisman, which is the Old Guard's Tankard. It costs 500 a pop, but it does give healing anytime you're out of melee with the character, which is pretty cool. So we're going to start forging these, and we'll place those onto our key units. It's going to take a lot of Oath Gold to get these to all of our characters. And again, we'll try and work on improving the amount of Oath Gold that we are earning as the situation allows. Corruption, -1 Mason, Wallbreaker. I mean, any of these are pretty decent. Let's see, Grombrindle. Start working on that. Who do we want to give this to? Malakai. So he's got the Talisman of Preservation. If I put the Old Guard's Tankard on him, he will heal when out of combat, which honestly is probably an improvement. So, and it gives a vigor loss reduction to the army, which is pretty cool. So let's do that. We don't really have a better... Yeah, we don't really have a better magic item or enchanted item at the moment. Let's see, Talisman of Preservation. That means someone else can use the Talisman of Preservation. Let's give that to old Felix here. We just have that Potion of Speed. Again, won't do much, but we'll go ahead and share that over. So there we go. We are doing well. Let's go hit these other armies. So Malakai's army was kind of just speed marching through the territory here to get back onto the front lines where it can be useful. So we are going to take some attrition, but I'm going to continue kind of just speed marching in this direction. And then these two armies we will use. So Festus is within striking distance. He'll probably run away. Nope. He's going to stand because I don't think he has anywhere to go. So this is not much to see here. I'm just going to auto-resolve him out of existence. I'll probably take the replenishment because I'm not 100% sure whether we're going to be able to replenish where we're at. Depends on... Yeah, we didn't use too many movement points, so we are going to be able to replenish and move forward. I'm pretty sure... Yep, so that destroys the War Host of the Apocalypse. That really just leaves this single enemy settlement here. And as much as I hate kind of having to use two armies to go after these guys, I'm going to just use I'm going to get Grombrindle right up here in their face and kind of trap them there so that they can't run off and do anything stupid. So we are about to extinct Archaon and Archaon's cronies, which will be a long time coming, and I'm personally going to enjoy it a fair bit. I don't have any more movement points, but Thorgrim did pick up a skill point. So let's see about putting that to use. I'm going to use Rally so that we can get Morgrim's favored. I like all those buffs to our artillery strength, in case you all hadn't noticed. It's certainly been a theme for me. Let's go with Relentless. Speed for dwarves is never a bad thing, as they are not naturally fast. We do have a little bit of cash here, and I wanted to say we had one of these newly taken, settlements. This one needs some work here. We need to rebuild that settlement. We're gonna need, I can't build a refectory because of the level that we're on here, but we could put in some more oath gold here, and then we could take advantage of the salt mine here and see if we can make a little bit of cash. Let's go ahead and end our turn. It looks like Daniel the Demon is gonna try and mess with us here. He's going after the Crystal Spires. That won't really do a lot of good. I mean, he can tear it down. It's annoying. Cost me a tad bit of money or something, but yeah, it's gonna be little value to him. I have Malakai headed straight towards him, and I have another army headed right towards the Port of Secrets, so his days are numbered. The Legion of Chaos will no longer be Legion. They will just be dead and a memory. Well, honestly, that's not much of a memory, so that'll be the end of them. Turn-ins are getting shorter, though, too, because we've extincted so many factions. That's kind of nice. So Cole is going to beg us for peace now, of course, which we will not give. It's possible I might have been able to confederate them or something. Or not confederate them, but subjugate them. I don't know what's available to the dwarves, but every time I do that, it just ends up backfiring. Like, they'll just backstab me and do their thing later on. So we're going to retake Stormvrack Mount. We've owned it several times. Oh, no. I got to reload and save my Thunder Barge. So I'll see you all in just a minute. When I auto-resolved, it killed the Thunder Barge. I mean, honestly, the only way that'd even be possible is if I parked it right over the top of these Hunter units. Like, so this is really annoying stuff, and CA needs to fix it. Back to this point, not only did they auto-resolve kill my Thunder Barge here, like, it has a ton of hit points. I'm pretty sure my Thunder Barge can take down their entire army. In fact, I will try to prove it. And now remember, the auto-resolve said that my Thunder Barge was going to die to this tiny, minuscule army of chaos, so I'm gonna see if we can KO their army with just my Thunder Barge. It's pretty sweet. I already got 5 kills, pretty much unopposed there. So all I have to do is just not stand right in front of their Marauder Horsemen, and then we won't lose our Thunder Barge. Same thing with these guys here. I don't know about the timing here. It's gonna be pretty close. Ooh, pretty good timing, in fact. All right, so trying to do some damage to those ranged units because they're the only ones that have any potential to do damage to me. I'm trying to only use my Thunder Barge, but these Marauder Horsemen are insistent on being killed, so I'm gonna stick my Grudge Rakers up here and let them play ball if they want to continue to approach my army there. Otherwise, I'll stay back here and just Thunder Barge kill them. Because remember, the Thunder Barge, I have it under good sources here from the auto-resolve that the Thunder Barge alone is going to be killed in this attempt. So let's see whether or not that becomes true. The Marauder Horsemen are not playing by the rules and fighting the Thunder Barge, so I'm going to destroy them with other units. So that's what they get for not playing by the rules. Remember, they were supposed to destroy the Thunder Barge. So the Thunder Barge is what they should be attacking. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. So the Thunder Barge already with 130 kills and climbing quickly. You can see the AI player here making their way towards me as quickly as they can. I'll even turn around. I'll even let their axes start being thrown at me. And let's see whether that still helps them to finish me off. Probably not. Yeah, look at that. There goes their Hunter unit. That was their only prayer at this point of helping them against my Thunder Barge. So again, maybe if my Thunder Barge parked, turned off the fire at will, and allowed itself to be shot by the full ammunition of those Hunters and the Marauder Horsemen, possibly they could kill a Thunder Barge. I'm still not 100% convinced that would have been the case. So that is obnoxious, and CA needs to fix that. Awesome. There we go. So, gonna take them down, take that settlement without losing my Thunder Barge, which is the way it should have been. We've now secured this province as well, and I'm gonna go with this Venerate the Ancestors to try and just help stabilize the place for a while. I'm gonna use Storm Vrack Mount to generate more Oath Gold. Although having some extra public order would not necessarily be a bad thing here. Grombrindle is within striking distance of their last settlement. I believe their last remaining army just took off running, screaming into the night, probably headed over here to a small settlement to try and keep themselves. Well, no, I think I saw it down to the south of here. If I auto-resolve and see, for some reason the auto-resolve here, not going to kill my Thunder Barge, even though it was technically just as likely or more likely because it had less hit points. So I will not ever understand the auto-resolve. It gives me a lot of things that it shouldn't, and then gets things that it shouldn't. It seems like it's just kind of always backwards and never correct. Anyway, I believe that we are done with this turn. Let's take a look. We're looking at clan. Let's take a look at guilds. I'm wondering whether there's anything that helps with attrition here. Security, Lord Recruit rank, guild halls, storage vaults, clans, tills, shield wall of Gromril for iron. Oh, we haven't used the shield wall. What the heck? I have just totally forgotten. We should be using the shield wall. Wow, that's shows you how much I've been paying attention. Stones upkeep for all units. That would be nice to have an upkeep reduction, but we'd have to have a whole lot of oath gold to get there. And then the grudge settler army size +5 again. That would be another one. We just have to have a ton of oath gold to get there. The armor platings. This would be cool on our gyros. We don't have the oath gold, and this actually improves our... Oh, it gives Vanguard deployment for Thunder Barge units too. We definitely want to do that. I need to save up the oath gold for it. I have enough oath gold to do this one, but it really just affects these Trollhammer unit, or sorry, Iron Drake units that I'm not really using many of. We'll just maybe... None of these are super useful. Let's just start researching on one while I save some oath gold. We should be, yeah, we're making a good deal of oath gold now, 120 per turn just from buildings, and that should increase a little more still. Malakai's army needs to move. He's not far behind from the Crystal Spires here. I'm going to head into the airship encampment so that we can replenish and be ready to fight the Legion of Chaos, which is ahead of us. And then we're going to move against the Port of Secrets with Oldest Dringer here. And we are definitely closing in. You can see the no longer any chaos influence back here. We just need to keep these settlements from rebelling, which we have a few that are threatening it, but I think we will be able to hold off if we are patient enough here and build the right buildings. So let's end this turn. Yeah, it looks like Cole went running off one of my other settlements. It's very brave of them. I just finished rebuilding some of that, jerks. All right, the Shadow Legion's destroyed, so not a good day to be chaos, apparently. I only need one of these armies to pursue Cole, though I might take both just to make 100% certain that there's no escape. I'd like to take the other and start marching. I'll just leave Grombrindle to clean up Cole. And I'm going to take this army and start heading towards the new front. Speaking of the new front, we can't quite reach the Port of Secrets, which is unfortunate. And we are going to retake the Crystal Spires and resettle it. Not going to be an easy settlement to maintain by any means, but we are going to maintain it just so that the enemy cannot. Let's see, boost income. We can do this devastating charge.
All right.
Okay. Crystal Spires. We don't have the cash to rebuild it. Nice. We are very low on cash at the moment because we've got so many armies, but we are slowly changing our upkeep cost here as we approach that age of reckoning. So let's see, what else do we need to move? Anything? Nope, no other armies to move, so we just need to end yet another turn. All right, we're going to take Thorgrim, again, continue pushing towards our new front. Malus is actually trying to get behind us. I might hit the Port of Secrets and then go to intercept him. We don't want to let him get in behind us. He's got a pretty sizable army. I don't know whether it's a good army, but it's a sizable one, so we'll have to keep an eye out. Now, if any faction was going to be capable of shooting down a Thunder Barge, it is very possible that the Druki could, with all of their crossbows, so we'll want to keep an eye on them. Is this another one of those stupid, like, tree battles? No. Okay, this one will be good. Let's go ahead and fight this one as well. All right, it's time to get things started. I meant to deploy my Thunder Barges a little more forward, but we did not. I'm going to go try and shoot this guy. We've got huge range on our Trollhammer gyrocopters. That must be some army effect or something going on. I didn't remember them having this kind of range, but I'm glad to have it. I'm actually going to take these guys. Let's see if we can double spear the demon. Oh, yep, there goes 2 spears. Oh, only one of them connected, I think. But it was a good hit. Let's take our cannon and now aim for Demon Boy as well. And I'm going to pull the rest of this Chaos Army back to my main line. I don't want some of their flyer units to get a hold of me. I've left my 2 Demon Slayers up front, rather intentionally. And you can see the flame cannons opening up now, too. Woo! That's a pretty good hit they put on my Trollhammers. I'm going to run back. There we go. We are back to a safe distance. I'm going to take the Goblobber. I'm going to start targeting pink horrors as they pose the biggest danger to me from range. All right, Daniel the Demon is getting grudge raked right now. And I imagine he's just about done. Yep, there he goes. He got shotgunned out of the sky. And our Demon Slayers are finally about to slay some demons. Beginning with the Sibilant Slaughtercade. Throw some more ammo onto that flame cannon. All right, so things not going particularly well here for Chaos, and let's be honest, no one's surprised. I like how all the demons are piling up on the Demon Slayers. That's going to become interesting, as I would expect that to not go well for the demons. They're attacking me with a bunch of Furies, just kind of coming in all over my units here. Ooh, one of their units in there scoring some hits. I'm guessing it's that Blood Reaper. Yep, he's probably the one scoring those big hits. As I get some heals on these guys too, it'll be better. I've got my Thunder Barges out there providing support fire, but the Demon Slayers holding their own despite being in the midst of a giant melee. Whew. That Blood Reaper, either that or my own cannons or something, was putting a bit of a beating onto my Lord. Could be a friendly fire because I saw some hit there a moment ago. But nonetheless, they acted as blob bait, and it worked rather well. And we only took 50 losses there, and kind of a funny story is that 49 of those were friendly fire, which is kind of a testament to just how crappy the Legions of Chaos were. So good riddance to them. Gonna reoccupy the Port of Secrets, and it's no longer a secret that the Legion of Chaos is destroyed. So that is the end of them. Now Malakai can move forward towards the territory of Malus. I'm going to head into my airship and camp stance because it allows me to travel safely through attritional zones. We need to rebuild the settlement there, which again is going to eat up a bunch of our money. And speaking of money, up here we had the monolith. We are still just a tiny bit struggling with public order here, just only 1 in the negative. I can't build the refectory, but I can put in another Oath Gold building, and we can just try and continue to really stir out some Oath Gold. I'm going to head back into the forge, and I'm going to actually remind myself So we got this liquid fortification, which is just a constant heal. This is probably the one we should be making first, the Iron Warden's Tankard versus the other one. Let's forge this, and I'm going to put that on those Demon Slayers. I think they're going to need it because they are lower on armor, and we're going to be throwing them into big fights. So let's go here. And he has a potion of healing, but ultimately I believe it's going to make the... I think the Iron Warden's Tankard would be better here, and then we can put that potion of healing onto Oldus, right? Yeah, because he just got the other Trickster's Shard, which is dumb. And then we don't have a talisman on him yet for the Tankard. That'll at least give both those guys a little bit of healing, so that's something. It'll give them some heals that they can use to prolong themselves in combat when they end up against enemies that are taking some big chunks out of them, which I think they will rather frequently end up in that position. I'll go with some hard to hit here. Okay, our Master Engineer gains some skill points here too. I'm gonna go with Deadeye and break open the cask. The Grudge Raker one is fun, and you can get some good kills. You just have to micromanage that a little bit more. So we've moved those 3 armies. That leaves Grombrindle to finish off Kull, and they are going to be caught and killed finally. The Pillar of Skulls, no more running, no more hiding. It says it's not going to destroy my airship, and there's no real reason to fight this unless they are going to destroy my airship. Ooh, they darn near did. All right, and we're just going to reoccupy the Pillar of Skulls, and that is going to be the end of Kull. They are destroyed.
Who calls me?
Nice. Now I have to rebuild that settlement that I had just finished and taken advantage of the Tusk again. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then let's head back to diplomacy. I'm curious now. Quick deal. There are new trade agreements available. One is with Coron. I'm more tempted to trade with them. The Tomb Kings aren't bad. They're just a little more, depends. They can get into wars with people and get you drawn the wrong direction, potentially. Let's go ahead and balance that offer it. Try and make a little bit more money. And then I'm going to go to Kimry because they have a higher strength rating, so we'll go to them first. I'll go ahead and open a trade agreement with all of them, since it's available. I'm not going to make a lot of agreements with the Grand Hierophant because he's at war with Avalorn. So we're going to leave it at a trade agreement. So balance that off or steal some of his money. There we go. That ought to increase our income a little bit. It did. So not a tremendous amount. We are 1 turn away from an Age of Reckoning, which I think will leave us in a lot better spot upkeep-wise. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I still may not perfectly understand how the Age of Reckoning works, and if that's the case, then I apologize. I'm going to go ahead and just end 1 more turn, and we'll see if anything major happens there. I don't think it will, but if it does, we will see. We got the Age of Reckoning, which is 75 to 99%. And that did indeed help us a lot with our upkeep issues. Now, of course, that's going to last for, I guess, a good while. Age of Reckoning. Yeah, 15 turns. We get that 15 turns. We're going to enter the new age. There we go. So we've entered the new age. It leaves us in a good place money-wise, and that'll help support our armies. Did that spawn us a grudge army? I don't think so. I don't remember when the grudge army spawns. Is it when you, like, fill up entirely? I don't remember what triggered that spawn of the grudge army. But in any case, we are on the doorstep of Malus, and I'm going to leave it at that. Going into this next episode, we're in a good position to take the fight to the Druchii and get some sweet vengeance on them, settle all the Druchii grudges, and then we've got Grombrindle now that can be repositioned in our empire as well to help kind of get things fixed up and on the mend. We'll take a look at public order on the next one and start looking at what buildings we can build, see if we can stabilize our income and potentially eventually get another army as well. Heir of Carthage signing out. I will see you all soon with some more action in the Malakai. Actually, you know, I forgot to look at the objectives here. The victory conditions. Let's do that real quick. We've got quite a few more settlements to go through. And it says we need to complete all the legendary battles in Malakai's adventure, so we need to focus on those. I've been kind of avoiding them for a while because I've been busy elsewhere, but we can now focus back in on that. We need to engage the Skaven leader. How do we do that, by the way? Do we have to come all the way down here? Or can we do that one? Here, hold on. Let's take a look here. Where are we? Objectives, missions. Eyes of Grungni, Armor of Scalder. We have a whole bunch of armies. Great Book of Grudges. Helm of Zufbar. Confederate, a legendary lord in the Book of Grudges. Ulrika. Sure, the following building has been constructed a shooting gallery. Forgot we can get Ulrika. That would be a nice grab. Substantial income. I guess that the only way to engage, we have to engage the Skaven leader, which is like all the way down there. That doesn't make any sense. We can fight battles against the Skaven. Completed the living caravan devoured. We have to interact with that marker. Whew. That is a long way off too. No easy way to do that. I don't know where the nearest Skaven are going to be either. Maybe all the way down here. So we might have to send someone off to our south. And I mean, that could be Grombrindle at this point. I might send him off on a Skaven campaign here. We have to fight 5 battles against Skaven and then interact with the marker. Man, I wish there was an easier way to do that. The Skaven scheme. That is not a battle or something we can do in here that we can warp to. So yeah, that's going to be a mess. Anyway, maybe we'll take Grombrindle and start marching south. I know we have an agreement with some of these factions, but we've got a long ways to march. So let's go ahead and begin that long march, and we'll take care of business along the way. Heir of Carthage, signing out, and I will see you all soon.